Hi, my name is Tim Healy and I'm running for Superior Court Judge in Department 2. I'm the only candidate for Department 2 who has dedicated his professional career to public safety, victims' rights, and seeking justice for all. Over the course of my campaign, I've had an opportunity to talk with many of you about the upcoming election and how it's very historic. It's the first time in about 18 years where you've had an opportunity to vote for one, let alone two, of your judges. This year is a little bit more confusing because there are 2 judge positions that are available and there's 6 candidates for both of those positions. Now you get to vote for one candidate in Department 1, and you get to vote for one candidate in Department 2. The 3 candidates for Department 1 are Dana File, Grant Barrett, and Ken Foley. In Department 2, I am running against an incumbent appointed by Jerry Brown this past December, Hugh Swift. I'm also running against John Trifolo. What that means is you get to vote for one candidate, your favorite candidate in Department 1, and you still get to vote for me in Department 2. Something else that I think is also very important for people to understand is why is it that prosecutors are uniquely qualified and capable of stepping into the role of judge in a way that's very different than the civil and private attorney. And that's because our ethical duties and our jobs are so very, very different. From the standpoint of ethical duties, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, the civil attorney and the criminal defense attorney, their job is single-minded in the sense that their only job is to get their client the best deal they can. Whatever that means, that's their job. And rightly so, because you hire them to do the best they can for you, to advocate for you. But as a prosecutor, my ethical duties are considerably higher. And what I mean by that is if as a prosecutor I go out and prosecute somebody that I know is not guilty of the crime charged, I could be disbarred. I can get a lot of trouble for prosecuting somebody that I know didn't do what they're accused of. Furthermore, my job is not to simply get as many convictions as I can. My job as a prosecutor is to seek justice, to find the truth, and quite frankly, to do the right thing. But that's also what most of us think the role of a judge is. Their role is to not simply seek justice, but it's to ensure justice, to make sure that both sides have an equal opportunity to present their case to the court, to the jury, so that the court or the jury can determine what's fair and equitable according to the law. Our role as a judge is not to take sides, but it's to give both sides an opportunity to be heard. That's why I believe a prosecutor is uniquely qualified to step in as a judge. Quite frankly, our past 2 judges were both prosecutors before they took the bench. A little bit about myself. I've been a prosecutor for about 13 years in San Joaquin County. I've lived here in Calaveras County for the past 11. But as a prosecutor, I've handled almost every case imaginable, from homicides to gang-related cases, to ID theft, mayhem, to child abduction. That's my current assignment. And it's a very unique assignment within the context of the district attorney's office because not only do you get to prosecute people for committing crimes, you also work for the civil courts, helping to ensure that their court orders regarding custody and visitation are followed. So not only do I handle criminal law, but I also have to deal with civil law, with family law, but not only that, international law. Now, why is it that I believe that my experiences qualify me to be your next judge in Department 2? When you take a look at Calaveras County and the cases that are charged here, what we found is that about anywhere between 75 and 80% of the cases charged are criminal in nature. So that no matter what happens in Calaveras County, because you only have 2 judges, there are simply too many criminal cases for only one judge to handle them. Both judges handle criminal law. It's very important to understand that. Furthermore, last year in Calaveras County, there were approximately 1,500 adult, misdemeanor, and felony cases filed. Now, I want to contrast some of my experience to help you understand why I believe I'm the most qualified candidate. I was a charging deputy for San Joaquin County for about 2 years between 2011 and 2013. That required me to read and review police reports that were sent in to determine whether or not charges should be filed against the suspect. In those 2 years, I reviewed over 10,000 police reports. You contrast that with the 1,500 cases that were filed in Calaveras County. It's a very large number and a big distinction. And the reason why I bring that up is because any judge who sits on the bench in Calaveras County will take years to gain the experience I already have. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very important to understand. A little bit about my family. I've been married to my beautiful wife, Rachel, for about 10 years. We have 2 children, Lucas and Shayla, and they're both very active in sports. We've lived in the Valley Springs area for our entire time. We now live in the Wallace area. We also are members of the committee for our Cub Scout troop. We've been helping with Girl Scouts. I've also been helping to coach my son's football team. So we, quite frankly, have a very real and vested interest in the success of Calaveras County. I'm also the only candidate for Department 2 who has been an adjunct law professor. So I think it's very important for you to have an opportunity to talk with and discuss with and read about the distinctly different candidates you have for Department 2. So ladies and gentlemen, let me say thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this video. I truly appreciate it. Again, you have the opportunity to vote for your favorite candidate in Department 1 and still vote for me in Department 2. So ladies and gentlemen, please let me bring my experience home to Calaveras County, and on June 3rd, I sure could use your vote for Superior Court Judge, Department 2. Thank you.